purposely skipped the whatever that other one's called with Brodie. It's just too gossip and drama and just like speculation. Like, okay. I don't even think Brodie watches FPO at all, and he's just like saying all these things.
This week in disc golf saw Bird destroy the field for his second Elite Plus victory, a return to the top of the podium for Paige, her first after her injury, yet it's her comments on Brodie and tour life that has even more buzz. The President Cup captains and squads are announced, and so much more. What's going on, all you disgenerates? It's Swiss Cheese with the disc golf world. You guys already know the one with all the holes in his game. We're back home and the minivan is still kicking, but our coverage doesn't stop. You're watching This Week in Disc Golf, where I cover all things disc golf from the past week. Thank you for taking the time to watch, everyone who is subscribed, and every member who contributes over to the Patreon. And for any of you intending to hit preserve, be on the lookout for your boys. The second Elite Plus event on the season went off without a hitch, even with that Gibson porta potty shot. The beautiful property showcased an impressive spectator field despite the weather, and even better action on both sides, each with their own storylines. Gannon Buhr, despite walking like he smells the blood of Englishmen, came out and shot a course record on day one, only to repeat the performance the following day on his way to a dominating showing and a coast-to-coast win. The way Gannon was throwing, it was all but over before Saturday's round, but confirmed it after a 9-under on day 3. One with an 8-stroke victory over second place Cole Redolin, which also ties the dgpt record for the largest victory, while Ricky Wysocki rounded out the remainder of the podium. The win is Gannon's second Elite Plus event win this season, in 2 tries mind you, and also plants him atop the Player of the Year conversation yet again, though it seems to change among the same 3 players nearly every week now. However, with this victory, it not only extends his dgpt point lead, but also his total earnings lead on the season, which could factor in this tight race also. AB has been slipping as of late, but is still far too electric for anyone to count out of the Player of the Year race, especially with so much disc golf remaining. That and Vinny is as strong and consistent as Gannon has been this season. Yet Gannon will have a first-time European tour that will have him hitting every major this season, something he's yet to do in his career, and even more points than previous years. That's on top of both Des Moines, his home track, and Ida Wild still remaining on the schedule, where he's the defending champion at both. Gannon is now primed to continue this play on what I believe will be his first Player of the Year winning of his career. Sure, AB is only another win from stealing that narrative back, and he and Vinny have some tracks they perform well on also. But for me, currently at this point in time, it looks as though this is Gannon's to lose. But let's hear from all of you guys. Comment below on who's going to win Player of the Year. The FPO had great action also, that featured not 1 but 2 course record-setting performances. One coming from a breakout virtual unknown in Sofia Donica on day 2 that would lead her to her first podium, a 3rd place in her second Elite Series event ever. The other came from Holland Hanley, who despite looking like she solves crime on Law & Order, had a stellar final day to move her into 2nd place and onto another podium on the season. But with a name like Paige Pierce in the lead and controlling the action most of the weekend on her way to a convincing win, the celebratory return of the GOAT narrative was well in effect for the entire weekend and into the week. Deservedly so, as this was the best Paige has looked in her return from injury and following another week of solid play after the OTB Open. And though it really grinds Terry's gears, it's understandable for many to also point out a field missing 2 of the top 3 in the game, or others noting Paige's past success on West Coast swings, and those past 2 events specifically. First, Paige can't control who attends the events, and still beat previous winners from this season in Owen Scoggins, Missy Gannon, Ella Hansen, and Annika Steen. Secondly, those statements are all healthy conversations surrounding the FPO side of the game currently. That and can also be found in all avenues of sports. No one, including Terry, should be trying to control these talking points, even in the name of positivity. Yes, it doesn't erase the gross and often toxic masculinity posts that follow Paige around no matter her tournament positioning. However, call those out individually. It's far more impactful than Terry trying to strong-arm the entire debate. The FPO game and Paige doesn't need defending from Terry or others. To put it simply, give these ladies a platform, share their stories, and promote equally, and the game will continue to rise. It has already attracted athletes from other sports in Sofia, Ella, and Holland, and still growing to new heights over in Europe. And if this win and Paige's play the last couple of weeks are signs of a return to being more of a force on tour this season, can only help create more competition in a year that has seen as many individual winners than seasons past. Unfortunately, all those talking points didn't even have time to marinate, simply washed away in less than a 2-minute cut on Paige's press tour. In a moment that was more awkward than that time she called a foot fault on herself and a warning to her cardmates for not watching. The Weekly Champion podcast interview circuit post-dgpt event is normally mundane conversations and standard fare across all platforms. Generally, PR layups for a player to shine. Paige's first victory from injury should have been the slam dunk PR tour for an established vet of the game and circuit. Simply talk of her journey back and winning performance. Instead, we got a viral moment that involves none other than Brodie Smith, so it becomes an even larger spectacle in what was otherwise a casual week with little to no drama, unless you're one of those Mando exaggerators. While on the finish line of the last podcast of the week, Smashbox, Paige not only tripped up on Staggered Stance name change despite her being on with them the day prior.
Any of us.
Staggered Stance? What are you saying?
The old Nick and Matt show. It's called Staggered Stance now. You were on it last night, right?
Oh, no idea.
But went even further, saying she purposely skipped the Tour Life podcast because she was not a fan, and after Terry probed further, called the channel and Brodie out specifically for gossip, drama, and him not even watching the FPO.
I definitely purposely skipped the, whatever that other one's called with Brodie for this.
Oh.
It's just too gossip and drama and just, like, speculation. Like,
okay.
I don't even think Brodie watches FPO at all. And he's just, like, saying all these things.
Brodie ran with it, posting it and responding to a number of posts. You had Tour Life account dunking on Paige by repulling her controversial top 40 MPO speculation player take, while fans of Brodie and the tour came to the defense, attacking both Paige and Terry at points. For others, another opportunity to pile further on Paige, who has become a divisive character as of late, inflating a 1:30 cut into a far bigger deal that involves 3 content creators, each with their own podcast, fully benefiting from all the exposure this moment has captured, even with how stupid the entire thing is. Did Terry force that follow-up question or knowingly lead Paige in any way like some have accused? Certainly not. But after Paige's initial thought and body language, you cannot tell me he did not know at least to set the stage for a possible soundbite or moment to come. He says in the clip he's done this for 10 years and has also known Paige since she started touring nearly as long. Terry knew the direction it might have taken and chose the follow-up question. Not saying it's right or wrong, just saying as someone who has done live and post interviews, he knew exactly what might have come from that question. It's still on Paige not to deliver the soundbite or call Brodie out by name. But despite what she said, seemingly being the politest thing she really wanted to say, she still said that shit with her chest, knowing full well what she was delivering on. And in reality, Paige is far from the first FPO player to not jump on the Tour Life after a win. Nor is she the only FPO player critical of Brodie.
Beth at 69.
I just told myself, you just got to will this one in there. Whatever you have, just will it in there.
This man is unbelievable. This is what athletes live for. This is the moment.
And Brodie needs some defending here. Because I'm just as tired as Brodie is with the drama-stirring talk when being critical of anything involving the sport that Paige, Terry, and many others practice. It's far overused to criticize those new to the sport, anyone with a differing opinion, ones who want change, and a scapegoat comment most content creators surrounding the game has to endure. And if you ask me, does more damage to our games needed improvements? Now, Brodie milking this for all it's worth is understandable and deserved also, but him expressing he was surprised by the host's reaction to the statement is just silly and going too far. This coming from Brodie, who has stated he avoids giving free press to competitors, and whose team has been criticized for use of others' content or videos without giving proper credit. Why you would expect a host to defend or continue that conversation in any way, when I believe he himself would have responded similar to what Terry and JVD did in that moment. After Paige's comment, the proper thing was damage control and to shift off it as quickly as possible. Now, I can't say Terry knew the stage he set and not say the same for Brodie, who chose his response to these comments and others made on social media were just as calculated, especially the one fainting surprise over Smashbox host's reaction. Shit, it used drama in the tweet. Cute that male nodding meme. The best part over this stupid drama is that everyone won when it comes to their own fan bases, maybe garnered a few more fans and even less from departing. And importantly, we got a day's worth of entertainment. I just can't wait for the debate night crossover episode where everyone jumps on. And I only hope to get an invite to be interrupted also. Maybe Jefferson can help be a moderator too. I'm done with the drama, so let's get back to disc golf. As the European swing nears, so does the European Open and the President's Cup competition. This week saw the captains listed as Paul Ulibarri will be the first-time captain for the U.S., and on the European side, one of my favorites, Seppo Pajo. The squads are not completely finalized as of yet. Players still need to confirm, and the remaining roster filled with a captain selection, and the final spot awarded to the winner of a fan vote that begins June 19th. The squads listed currently seems balanced at the top, and what many would consider even favored in the FPO. But the U.S. strength has always been its depth, and this year seems to be no different. The squad will still be looking to add some of the biggest names in the sport to an already impressive list of players. I mean, AB is guaranteed lock for captain's pick, foolish to believe otherwise unless Yuli wants to lose a friendship, meaning the fans will be deciding between names like Kyle Klein, Isaac Robinson, Chris Dickerson, Matty O, among others. For the European squad, I can't see Seppo passing on DGPT winner Jesse Nieminen at this point, leaving fans to decide between veteran names like Albert Tom, Joona Heinonen, and some of the other number of rising names over in Europe. Now, let's get to some quick hitters. Simon Lizotte is making absolute banger content. That disc robot video was intriguing in so many ways for the sport and entertainment. Luke Taylor's mom's social media post shows the behind-the-scenes side of disc golfers that truly not enough people see. That's the supportive family members alongside at points on tour and off. It was one of the best things for me to witness and experience, meeting pros' parents, uncles, aunts, and even grandparents along the way, all supporting their family members' disc golf dreams, and has been some of the best interactions I had. Certainly deserves to be featured far more often. Guys, you can't be on tour without a toilet paper single-ply post at some point, and Ricky Wysocki is just the latest. And while I'm on it, businesses trying to save some change at the expense of their employees' and customers' hands and assholes is proof enough of the decline of humanity. Ezra Adderhold shares his and his dad's ball golf day highlights, celebrating a 10-year anniversary of the 2014 South Dakota High School Golf Championship. There is no chance that every member on that squad didn't think thrift store was gangster rap. Albert Tom is one nutty buddy and buys Vinny a cup for his birthday. The celebration didn't stop there as the two went to an arcade with Zach Arlinghouse and Bradley Williams. I can only imagine the four pooled their 12,000 tickets together. A small non-trademarked Peter Griffin plushie whose custody will be split equally amongst the four, with each getting its own special weekend, 20 stale now and laters, and 4 of those wacky sticky hands. AB is still mimicking pro's form, going after friends and teammates as he hits Yuli's forehand slap and Hamas's Thomas the Tank Engine chugga chugga choo choo windup. Mason Ford's Goonies Never Say Die beach post had the ones in the know searching for One-Eyed Willie's pirate ship in the background. Cactus Rock has a one-day opening this Saturday, June 8th. Guys, if you have followed us for a bit, you know Jefferson and I were able to preview the property. If you guys are nearby, make the trip. If not, just to say you were there for the opening, because it's gonna make many top course lists in the future. Chandler Kramer's got a new AGL Tour Series disc out today. And guys, that wraps up this week in disc golf. If you enjoyed and not subscribed, make sure to do so as it helps fund another tour leg and this channel. Make sure to like, comment, and share. And if you want more, make sure to check out previous episodes.